Speaking of
Mhm.
like shows and stuff, I had a pretty when I say I had something weird happen to me today, I mean
Mhm.
in not just the sense like when I say weird, I mean
Yeah.
beyond just odd. I mean like
Yeah.
WYRD weird, okay?
Yeah.
Um 7 years ago today,
Mhm. Mhm.
I had been asked to join a local metal band on stage
Yeah.
to kind of like do some vocals with them at a show that they were performing at.
Yeah.
And it was a show in Nashville, and my
Mhm.
wife and I both went. And I had so 7 years ago, I had probably recently launched Midgard Musings. Um,
Yeah.
it was right around that time, soon thereafter, because I started Midgard Musings in April, and so
Yeah.
Um, when I went so I got asked by this band, um, Barnard says it's all about the experience, but experience those are better shared. Yeah, for sure. But when I went to this concert, the vocalist of the metal band was also at the time into the Norse pagan stuff, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They had a really nice, Mjolnir that almost had that, kinda like the Skirn Mjolnir that been, on our
Yeah.
revealed in I think it's Skirn or Skan, uh, Mjolnir shaped
Skate? You
Skane,
mean
Skane,
skate?
Skarn, Skirn, yeah, the Skane Mjolnir
Yeah.
that in Sweden that they dug up like 1,200 years
Like
ago, whatever
the
it
one
was.
like this one here?
Yes, exactly right. Yeah. So
Yeah,
their
that's
Mjolnir was that they wore was very, very much styled like that, really
yeah.
substantial. Um, and,
I had one I had one like that when my second Mjolnir was that. I ended up gifting that to a friend of mine, like, last year. Um,
so they, they knew I was, practicing, and they've since had, their whole life had changed.
mhm.
Ended a marriage, moved out of state. They're going out to the West Coast to do this huge, like 2,500-mile long hike up the Pacific Coast or something soon. And anyway, they had been out of state for a while. They've been living in like
Yeah.
Illinois or somewhere. And so they came. They had been back, and I got a random message from them on Facebook today saying, "Hey,
Yeah.
I'm in town for the next. Like, I'm in town today. I'm getting rid of a lot of stuff that I don't need anymore, and I had a couple of things that I wanted to give you if you're wanting them. One of which is my old Mjolnir, because they haven't pursued the path any further. And so I
Yeah.
said, wow, if you're wanting to part with such a thing, I'm honored that you'd want to pass it to me,
Mhm.
because there's so much history. When you wear
Yeah.
something on your body, especially something of a
Yeah.
religious artifact or a religious symbol,
Yeah.
like that is very much tied to the person.
Mhm.
And then when they want to part with it, the thinking of, like, I understand, like, there's a lot of different reasons why they might not wanna they don't associate
Mhm.
with it anymore. It's not something that they typically maybe they don't technically believe in or pursue.
Yeah.
So they
Yeah.
wanna depart with it, but they don't wanna depart with it and just toss it. They wanna
Yeah.
pass it to some, so they still have a sense of its meaning, its importance, and for them to
Yeah.
come out and reach to me and say, "Hey, would you like to take this?" It was almost like a passing of an artifact,
Yeah.
saying, "I don't wanna get rid of it, but I want it to be taken care of and
Yeah.
appreciated by
Yeah.
somebody." And, what was interesting again is that Mjolnir pendant was worn
Yeah.
by that singer. That singer, they reached out to me today and
Yeah.
delivered it to me in hand
Yeah.
7 years to the day ago when they
Yeah.
wore it and I saw them last. One of the last times I saw them was on that
Oh,
stage.
wow. Yeah.
And I got that necklace that they wore 7 years
Yeah.
ago, and it's been all over the country, different places, you
Yeah.
know, and they still had it, and it came to me, and I
Oh,
go,
yeah.
"How weird," meaning, like,
Yeah.
WYRD, how weird
Yeah.
is that?
Yeah. It's kinda like how, well, the reason why I gifted mine to him is he was in a bad place because his stepdad was on his deathbed when he was here, so he passed away. His mom then followed from cancer and stuff, but I gifted to him not because he was following the path, but as a sign of our friendship. more often. And plus, we were going to we went to the Tennessee Ren Fair that year as last year as well,
Hmm.
and I gifted it to him so he could look the part, as well, and stuff like it's like you just just keep this thing and just take it back with you to Wales with you, and as a symbol of our friendship kind of thing.